Welcome to this video, guys. Let's solve this equation together. All right, and I've given you the answers to this equation. All right, so why not pause the video if you are very confident in your calculation and math skills? Why not pause the video and go solve this question? The answers are right there in front of you, and then we can compare our answers. Once you arrive at your answer, don't wait till the end of the video. Just quickly comment your answer in the comment section. All right, let's see who got it correctly. And welcome back. Let's now continue to solve this problem. Okay, so the answers are right there, but let's solve this. Okay, so you can already see that from the answers to this question, you can see that the answer to x, the value of x is going to be two values. Okay, this is likely going to be a quadratic equation by the time we are done solving this. But don't let this bracket fool you. Don't let it intimidate you. Okay, you can always get rid of a bracket by squaring both sides of an equation. That's so easy. But in this case, you cannot just solve for the value of x. First of all, there's a bracket there's a square root on the inside, and then there's a square root on the outside. So what you want to do is to get rid of the square root on the outside by simply squaring both sides of the equation. So take the square of both sides of the equation. Okay, take the square of both sides, squaring both sides, okay, of the equation. All right, of the equation. So what you can simply do, when you take the square of both sides, you have you put a bracket, and then you take the square root of x plus the square root of 2 plus 1, and then you put a square on this side. On the right side, we have 1 squared. Okay, so because we have put in a square, you can easily cancel out this, and then what we will be left with is what is inside the square root. That will be x plus the square root of 2x plus 1. On the right hand side, 1 squared is simply 1. But we still have a problem. We still have another problem. We still have another square to get rid of. But one of the best ways to get rid of this square, I know I mentioned, is for us to square both sides. But before you want to do that, you want to make sure that, we have an x and we have a 1. X and 1 looks alike. So you want to bring them to both one side of the equation. So this equation, by moving x to this side of the equation, you would get what will be left on this side would be the square root of 2x plus 1, which will be equal to 1. By moving x to this side, becomes x. Can you see this? So now we can comfortably square both sides again. We can take the square root of both sides in this case, and that would easily eliminate the square root. Take the square of both sides. Take the square of both sides. That becomes the square root of 2x plus 1 squared, okay, which is equal to 1 minus s squared. This cancel out this. We are left with 2x plus 1, which is equal to 1 minus x is the same thing as 1 minus x in two places multiplied by itself. So what we want to write on this line, to save us some kind of space and time, you want to multiply, expand this. So 1 times 1 gives us 1. 1 times this gives us minus x. Minus 1 times x gives us minus x. And then minus x times minus x gives us plus x. So our equation, you can realize that we've been able to successfully eliminate the square root, and the equation is easier to solve. So 2x plus 1 is equal to 1 minus x which gives us minus 2x plus x squared. If you look, you can eliminate something, which is the 1. 1 and 1 can be eliminated from this equation, and this equation becomes 2x is equal to minus 2x plus x squared. Your method might be slightly different from this, but the logic is the same. So you can move 2x to this side of the equation to meet its brother here, and what we get on this side of the equation is, we can start by writing the highest power, x squared. We have minus 2x. When we move 2x to this side of the equation, we get minus 2x. Then nothing will be left. That will be what? 0. So what we have here is x squared minus 2x minus 2x. That gives us minus 4x, which is equal to 0. Okay, you can see that we have a quadratic equation, but this kind of quadratic equation is very easy to solve. We can simply factorize x out of this because x is common, and then we are left with what? X. When you take out x from here, we are left with minus 4 is equal to 0. So by comparison, we see that x is equal to 0, or x minus 4 is equal to 0. So or x is equal to 4. this gives us the answer, right? So what's the answer now? The answer is D. Option D is our answer. I hope you got this correctly, but if not, hopefully you try again next time. There will be more questions to always solve. All right, thank you for checking out this video. I'll see you in the next one.